Hey guys, I'm back in my room. Yeah, I'm back in my room. Today's video is going to be about something random that I thought about today while at work. I was scrolling on Instagram while not doing my job, but actually also doing my job. Don't worry about it, it makes sense. And I came across this post on Instagram that had me thinking. I have the screenshot right here somewhere. And it got me thinking about that word, that word, fish. I've heard it before. While being around, my time is being around gay men and trans women back when I was in, support groups and community and all of that nature. And I kind of vaguely knew what it meant or what it referred to. But I did some extra digging. I went on the good old Google and just searched a few things. I'm like, what does fish mean in gay slang, drag culture slang, or whatever I could think of to put in the Google search, and it led me down some definitions, and it also led me down to this Reddit post, which I'll get into a little bit later. But basically, fish is basically a term that mostly drag culture that they use to mean that, okay, this man that is in drag is passing as a woman. He's very, very presentable. He looks very woman, very fishy, very cunty, which is another word that I have an issue with. And then it led me down to this Reddit post, basically, and everyone in the post, there was a post, the poster, the OP, was talking about like how, the word doesn't rub them the right way because they're a woman and they don't like that term. They don't like that it could be referring to like, the vagina smells, or like vagina smells fishy and all of that. The vagina is smelly, and I can see how that could be very misogynistic. And everyone in the replies was getting on OP and telling her that you can't be upset about that word being misogynist because it comes from queer black culture, it comes from queer black ballroom scene, and it's just a compliment. It's just a compliment to tell other trans women that they're passing, that they look like a woman, they look presentable, they look cis, they look all of that. And I don't know, I have this issue, I have this problem where why does it have to be homophobic, or why do I have to adhere to someone's culture when I'm calling out misogyny? Like why it's not homophobic to call out misogyny, okay? I am not a homophobic person. I am part of the community. I would never be homophobic. But you can't tell me something. It's not homophobic to point out misogyny. Okay? Homophobia will be, me not liking the fact that two men are together, a same-sex relationship, when that I'm not. Homophobia will be me disliking or hating on men together. And I understand that there's a culture that has been made in that part of the LGBT or whatever, and I understand the drag and all of that shit, which I have my qualms about drag as well. But I hate that when you point out criticism about something, instead of like having a good argument or a good conversation about it, you're just being homophobic. You just don't understand. You just don't know about queer black culture, and you're disrespecting queer black culture. And as a black person that's in the community, I don't think that's disrespectful or racist or whatever they're trying to point out. But you can call out things in your community that you don't fuck with. I do that all the time. And words like cunty and fishy and calling each other cis and all of these things that are basically, you're just using misogynistic slurs to compliment each other. And I'm sorry, but if your culture involves misogyny, I don't fuck with it. And I don't think that makes me homophobic. I have no problems with fucking gay people. I am a gay person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you can't just disregard my criticism just because you don't want to face the fact that, yeah, gay men can be misogynist. Gay men can be misogynist. They are men. And while, yes, they might not be attracted to women, they may not see women as sexual objects. And actually, I don't even really agree with that. I feel like they do still. Because, I mean, when you think about drag and what it's about and how it's presented, it's basically like, okay, we're gonna wear heels, we're gonna wear these crazy colors and dresses and wear fake boobs, and we're gonna be cunty, we're gonna be fishy. And it's like, and like putting out this like over exaggerated feminine attire. And that's like the whole thing. That's drag, and that's literally drag. And like, I think it's problematic. Shoot me if you want to, kill me if you want to, but like, it's misogynistic. That culture is misogynistic. It's still painting women as sexual objects that are just, or to emulate a woman is to be a very sexual, very promiscuous, very insert fucking word that people equate with femininity for entertainment. And I don't think that's cool. I think that's misogynist, and I don't think that makes me homophobic to call out that part of your culture. Just like the same thing I do with religion. Okay, you can practice religion, you believe in whatever God you want, but if your religion tells women that they must be silent in church, they must be submissive to their husbands, and they must submit and to God and to their husband, and that's it, I fucking don't fuck with it, and I'm gonna call it out. The same thing. I don't particularly hate people that pray or that believe in religion or believe in God or whatever, but if part of your religion is saying, hey, women have to cover up themselves, then I don't think that makes me anti-Christian or whatever. The same thing with calling out misogyny in gay culture, in drag culture, in trans culture. Like, do you, but you're being misogynistic. I've wanted to say this for a while, but like, I hate that, you know, I hate one of the things that I hated. I hope this doesn't lead me on to, I hope that I'm not rambling again. Of course I'm rambling again. God, I'm finna ramble again, but stay with me. One of the things that I was annoyed by when I was identifying as trans, and you know, I used to go to the local trans support group or whatever, trans inclusive group in my hometown, and I would go there, and majority of the people in there were people of color, so there were mostly, you know, black trans identified females, black trans identified men, so black trans women or whatever. And the thing that annoyed me about being around these black trans women was that their transition, or the way they presented themselves, always seemed like it was like it's like if a male watched nothing but like rap videos on BET and like BBW porn, and then it was like, oh, that's what a black woman looks like. That's what I want to be like that. It's just like black trans women that I've known. I'm not saying this is all of them, but I mean, Tims are known to, you know, equate passing and being presentable and being a woman as this overly sexual, feminine appearance. That's what female is to them, because of course they don't know what being a female is because they're male. But it's like, this is the problem with all Tims of all colors, of white, black, whatever, but particularly with black trans women, it's like they all fucking, or I shouldn't say all, but most of them look like a very pornographic version of what they think a black woman looks like. You know, the black trans women that I knew that used to go to that group, you know, they had BBLs, they had facial feminization story, they did things with their hips and the way that they dress. It looked like they watched the Lil' Kim videos for their life, for a majority of their life and was like, oh, that's what a woman is. That's what a black woman is. And it was very, 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 very offensive to me. It was offensive to me, but of course I ain't say nothing because, you know, I'm part of the group. I'm part of the squad. I'm part of the, you know, I'm part of the T. I'm identifying as a trans man at this point, and I don't want to be transphobic. I don't want to, you know, black trans women already deal with, you know, they most of the crimes committed against trans people, and you know, I didn't want to bring them down. I didn't want to say anything because then that would me criticizing something would equate to me wanting them dead in the streets, because that's how trans logic works. You know, if you criticize one thing about the trans community, that means we want them dead. So, but now that I'm free of that, and none of those people I talked to, and none of them probably are even going to see this video, but if they did, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I hated it. I hated it. And I know some of y'all are thinking like, what does this have to do with the original point of the video? I'm just saying, like, it all comes together in my head, because it's just like, why should I be okay as a woman? Why should I be okay with you being misogynistic just because it's a part of your culture, because it's a part of gay culture? Maybe that is true. Maybe saying things like fish and cunty and bitch and cis to each other, and dressing up in over-exaggeration, sexualized, pornified versions of women is your culture. And then maybe we queer black people in the ballroom scene was probably doing that shit. Okay, I don't know much about the ballroom scene. I've seen Paris is Burning like maybe 2 times, but that doesn't mean I can't criticize something you've been doing for however long the fuck you've been doing it. I don't care how long you've been doing it. It's misogynist. It's misogynistic. In fact, there was a video clip. I don't know if I would be able to show it on here, but there was a video clip of a protest back in I'm gonna say the 70s, where lesbians, you know, it was part of the whole, like, you know, gay women and lesbian women and were, you know, were out into the streets. You know, they were taking their signs, and they were advocating for their rights. You know, this was at a time where, you know, being gay could literally get you fucking arrested. And so a lot of protests and a lot of things towards gay visibility and gay rights was happening around at this time. And remember, in this clip, the woman was criticizing drag culture, and you know, they had signs, and they were, you know, in the streets protesting, and, you know, it was met with criticism, and it was met with a man in drag talking to her in her face, talking about how, you know, you can't say this, you can't say that, this is part of my culture, it's part of my culture, you're being homophobic. And it's like, if I'm not mistaken, the woman that was protesting was a lesbian herself, but like, I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, I could be wrong, but like, even if she wasn't, even if this was a straight woman, I still think that a straight woman still has the right to call out misogyny. You know, like me saying that I'm part of the fucking gay community, that I can't be homophobic, it's fucking stupid, because you could technically be homophobic, and you know, you'll have internalized homophobia or whatever, but it's not internalized homophobia that I'm fighting against when I'm calling out misogynistic behaviors and traits in your culture, in how you do the whole drag shit, and the whole trans shit, and the whole, you know, gay men have, you know, have been called out for inappropriately, you know, touching women's bodies without their consent, their best friend or whatever, and being met with like, hey, don't do that, and being like, don't worry, I'm not even attracted to you. But that's the thing about misogyny. Like, yeah, gay men aren't attracted to women, but they can still be misogynistic. They can still view, as men, they can still view women as sexual objects. Still, just gay males are still raised to be socialized as males. Yeah, some of them probably don't feel that way, because, you know, some of their male peers were probably calling them the F slur and, you know, being mean to them and all of that shit. But you still were raised on how to view the world as a man and how to view women. And it comes out. Well, I'm here to say I don't like it. Don't think I'm the first to say it. Don't think I'm the first person to address this in a fucking video. But, you know, I'll be the one to say it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I don't fucking like it. Okay? Nothing wrong with being gay. Obviously. But quit with the whole hot take. Drag should be done with. Drag should be done with, but that's a fucking fight that's probably gonna take a lot to to get rid of, because of the things I mentioned in this video. People defending it, being saying that it's a part of culture and you're tearing down gay culture and you can't talk about it, you're being homophobic. But honestly, don't give a fuck about drag. Fuck drag. Honestly, never could get into it. I remember, like, back in the days, my ex at the time wanted me to watch Drag Race, and I watched a little bit of it, and I'm like, I don't fuck with it. And this was at a time where I'm probably like balls deep in the whole trans community, of proud trans man and everything, and I was doing my best to be inclusive of all people. But even then, I was like, this rubs me the wrong way. This rubs me the wrong way. But whatever. Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick video about that. I'm gonna try to upload more. Funny enough, because I have been getting a lot of time to address stuff, and I've been coming up with a lot of topics, but I'm trying to keep them all short and sweet. We'll probably in the future go back to 40-50 minute fucking videos that I used to do, but honestly, I just want to make it short and sweet so I could reel y'all in without y'all getting bored. So anyways, I'm gonna end the video. Hopefully this video came across as coherent and not incoherent, and I make fucking sense. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.